So we're back in Highland Beach today. We're gonna go take a look at this new Peninsula Reef Aquarium. It's been running for about 5 weeks now. The starter fish have gone through, the tank is cycled, and gosh, they're putting a new door in the house already too. So let's go inside. The first thing you notice when you look at this huge 535-gallon reef is how crystal clear it is. It's gin clear. We have some blue reef chromis and some green chromis, 3 from the Atlantic, 3 from the Pacific, and they're doing really phenomenal. You've got your Aquaroche rock getting some new algae starting. There's a few pieces of live rock, but boy, is it just textbook. Nice and clean, staying clean, low phosphates. There's some chemi-pure blue. Let's see what's going on underneath. We have all the filtration, your floss, your protein skimmer is doing a great job pulling a little stuff out. And we can get a better look now at the layout of the system with everything up and operating and really in great shape. And you look back over here, the water change system, the RO, the chiller, the clear water scrubber up there is running. Your overflow box is nice and high, good level there. Temperature's at 77 degrees with the chiller. You got your dosing system with the DSR, your bilge pump down there just in case there was ever any spill, but really super nice system. Very quiet, nice and quiet. There's another really important thing to recognize when we first walked in. It's quiet. The system is super quiet. You got your MP60s back here running. You got a lot of current up there. Your sea swirls are rolling back and forth and the current's changing back and forth. You can see there's 90 kind of pushing back this way and it forces all the water down over the end. So there isn't any proteins on the surface of the water. It's nice and clean. So we've got the first corals going in today. I've got more fish to add in. We bought some more frozen food today and we're gonna do a little decorating. Whoa, here's just one of the classic reef fish you always put in. A royal Gramma. Look how beautiful that has been. So the client requested that they wanted some soft flowing corals and then some LPS and other corals in. So what we're looking to do is we're gonna isolate the soft corals to this island down here so that if and when they overgrow, they're not encroaching on this area, which will be more towards the stony corals. Yeah, that's a big piece of green star polyp. There's actually 2 pieces in there. Oh boy, there's another piece of leather right here. We're gonna put that in. Nothing really huge, it's nice starter pieces. And we'll probably plant all these corals and fish into the aquariums and then give it another month. Oh, look at that, man. Brittles and serpent stars too. Those are looking great. Those guys we're gonna put in. I've got some blue leg hermits here. And there's even some astrea snails right there, astrea snails going in the aquarium. So you got some consumers and producers. I got 4 emerald crabs right there. And then there's a piece of that aquaculture torch. That was original ORA aquaculture torch that we had in our showroom aquarium. It just got huge. So we broke out a big portion of it. And then we get to do the same thing. We get to share this with our clients and put some new corals and fish in the aquarium here today. And then here is that piece of Galaxea. As a professional aquarist and as a young kid, my dad always taught me, don't spill a drop. A professional doesn't spill a drop. Good luck with that. But it is important not to make a mess. So I got a towel, I got another towel. Typically I go like this, put a towel in both pockets. Get rid of my phone, and we're decorating right now, bam. Let's put a couple pieces of GSP in. The GSP right under the paper towel. And we got our tongs right here, and we're going in. I kind of like the idea of putting GSP here, and we'll put another piece on the other side of the aquarium. Typically, I'm gonna plant the corals in a safe spot to begin with, and when Jake's here, or Ryan's here, and they wanna move it around a little bit, they will. We've got a really nice green polyp leather. I think they would call these like a Japanese leather, but it's got green polyps. So I'm gonna put this up into the middle. As they grow and they get really big, it will take up a lot of real estate. And I'm talking, I've had leather corals in reef tanks for 16 years. That's a piece that could be there forever. There, or maybe better yet, here. There we go. Good spot there. So you want that leather coral to grow up. They naturally grow up, but literally 3 or 4 years from now, it could be taking up this whole area. But I always like to plant those up a little higher in the reef. I just want to get these guys acclimated. They take a little longer. So this was another leather coral that we had in the shop that's been in the system 6 months to a year. That's more like a devil's hand leather. I think it has maybe a piece of zinnia on there even too. This guy might look really good on this front end when you first walk in. So right here on this pillar coming out. So we're gonna go down here with the next phase of things. Kind of want to get both sides. If I can get that hammer into that slot there, or maybe we'll put the torch there and the hammer somewhere else. Now notice, when they put the rubber bands on, you pull the rubber band and it doesn't fly off and hit you in the eye. Super important to rubber band the bag correctly. We got some leather corals in there and the green star polyp, and this is one of the hammer corals. So this is a Galaxea. It's a hotter coral. This is all aquacultured, this piece here. So we grew that at our farm at the shop. So we've been acclimating the blue lake hermits and they're ready to go in. So I'm just gonna put them down on this end near the rocks and they'll go make their own way around inside there. You soon start crawling on top of the rocks and they'll find their way around their new home. We're gonna put in a couple little new emerald crabs. They look very happy. Down the bottom, look at them in the sand crawling around. Super happy. And then the astrea snails. So I've been acclimating the fish for about 25 minutes. The temperature was exactly the same, 77 in the aquarium, 78 in our labs. Salinity is 1026. Fish have been held for a long time, eating, doing super well. So we're gonna put them in a very clean and clear manner. That's the Royal Gramma. It's the first new exotic fish going in the aquarium. And then here we have the Hippopus, otherwise known as the blue tang or dory. We have a 6-line wrasse here. They eat flatworms and other critters. And then we have another wrasse, but a much bigger one. And then we have the Millenaris wrasse. These have actually been bred in captivity too with the Rising Tide program, but that is a fabulous fish and rare Hawaiian Yellow Tang. That's a real wild caught Hawaiian Tang. And those are the 2 big yellow tangs. And they'll change color. You'll see the color change in a pretty dramatic fashion here in the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes when they start really acclimating to the aquarium itself. But that's a nice first set of starter fish. Oh, you want to see the starfish go in? I actually believe that I put in 8 different corals and it looks super great. The fish, you can tell, acclimated perfectly into the aquarium out in the open. And I guarantee you tonight when they feed it the Hikari frozen brine shrimp with spirulina, they're gonna feed a cube or 2 tonight. The fish are gonna eat and be like they're in their brand new home, thrilled to be here. Just a beautiful installation and textbook on how we're taking our time to create a beautiful brand new reef aquarium here in Highland Beach, Florida. It's gonna be awesome.